Aurora Cannabis, which is the big Alberta producer, is announcing a retail deal with Alberta-based Alcanna, formerly known as Liquor Stores NA. It's a chain of alcohol stores based in Alberta. Now, under the deal, Alcanna will build, own and operate the retail cannabis stores under the Aurora brand. Joining us now is the Alcanna CEO, James Burns. James, thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome, Andrew. Good morning.
Before we get going, I see cannabis retail as a hot topic. Ed Sunshine, the boss of RioCan REIT, saying on his conference call, cannabis could be pretty big and bring premium rents. So a lot of people are thinking about the potential for cannabis retailing right now.
For sure, Andrew, for sure. If that's certainly what has been the case for landlords across Alberta and British Columbia so far this year. There were media reports, as I'm sure you've read as well, a week or two ago, that Ontario, the new government under Premier Ford, is looking to change from a public to a private cannabis retail model, in which case the same thing could apply there in Canada's biggest province.
Now, you guys, Alberta has not, I understand, officially announced who's going to get retail licenses, but you guys say you're in a pretty good position to get 37 of the things?
That's correct. Nobody has been issued a license yet. There's a long process that any applicant needs to go through to have background checks, regulations. You need to have a site and have it built and have it ready to go, which is a municipal jurisdiction issue. And we've been working through those with many municipalities across the province, getting our development permits and building permits and getting the locations ready to go, at which time we will have gone through the security and background checks that the AGLC, the regulator, imposes and wants to be sure that people are fit and able to responsibly run a business like this. But we've been in the business for 25 years selling controlled substances, alcohol, and have excellent relations with our regulators here. So we are very confident that we will be able to secure our 37. 37 is the maximum number that any given individual is allowed to have in year one. That's where that number comes from.
And this fascinated us. So Aurora is your partner, both of you Alberta companies, and they own or will shortly own about 25% of you. And the reason you changed the name from liquor stores was to show, hey, we're going to be selling cannabis as well as alcohol.
Absolutely correct. It was being in the cannabis business and with a corporate name of Liquor Stores NA didn't really make a lot of sense. So we just combined the words alcohol and cannabis to make Alcanna, and not accidentally, it also stands for Alberta Canada, which we're both very proud companies to be headquartered in.
Although Paul Bagnall of BNN Bloomberg took me to task today, I was calling your company Alcanna. You may get that quite a lot until we get familiar with the name. Anyway, maybe it's just me. Now, one thing really interested us. In the news release today, it mentioned that these stores will carry Aurora Cannabis, along with CannaMed and MedRelief, which are companies Aurora has bought. Will these stores carry product, though, from rival producers, growers?
Absolutely, Andrew. We'll be a house of brands, and at the end of the day, as any successful retailer has to do, we'll cater to our customers, and whichever products and brands come from the licensed producers that the public wants to consume. As that industry develops itself and rules relax and different products are made allowed and made available, those are the ones we will carry. So by no means are we have any exclusive arrangements with Aurora or its own family of products, which are excellent products, and we anticipate them to be highly popular and highly in demand right from day one.
How will you pick though which vendors? Because there's a lot of hype out there. I mean, it's capitalism, that's why we love it, but everybody says they've got the best bud.
Well, that's retail, Andrew. That's retail. We have in some of our larger wine and beyond format stores, we have 14,000 different SKUs of wine, beer, spirits. So there's no magic. It's not a science, it's an art, and you have to work with vendors and obviously, most importantly, listen to the consumers and your customers and provide what the public wants, as well as introduce new things that you think your customers will want. We're a large company. We already run 230 stores, so a few more is not an imposition. We have the infrastructure, we have excellent and growing IT and data capabilities to be able to identify our customers and to be able to provide them exactly what they want by market, by location, by actual customer.
What are you hearing? I'm sure you've done some market research. What are your customers likely to be? Any interesting demographics showing up?
Yes, no, that's a great question. Yeah, from the publicly produced research, as well as our many visits to states in the U.S. where it's been legal for some years now, California, Colorado, Washington, Oregon, etc., Nevada. In the initial year, we are expecting a large percent of our business, our sales, will be people who are existing users of the product and have been for some time on the black market. However, we're expecting our traffic in the stores to be almost 80% people who are either new users or haven't used it for a very long time and are coming to explore and to learn and to see what the fuss is all about. So over time, I think that will change quite a bit. And especially within a year when edibles and consumables and beverages and other products other than just flour and oils are made legal, that experience is shown in the American states that have been legal so far, that usage amongst non-current users goes up drastically when you don't have to smoke it.
That's the thing. Yeah, actually, thanks. And so you're excited, I presume, by all the research that's going in to non-alcoholic cannabis-infused beverages. I'm assuming you'd love to sell those in these cannabis stores.
Absolutely. I think we're really excited that down the road, and we are building our stores to be able to accommodate all those extra products, some of which require refrigeration when that's available. So they'll be a little bigger and a little more equipment in them right now than we need for the first year or so. But we're really anticipating following along the experience in American states that the demographics and the sort of people who use cannabis for many, many purposes. It's a wellness and a health and is a way to feel better, anxiety reduction. That sort of person really gets into it much more frequently once there's different ways of consuming it, such as in a beverage, cannabis-infused beer, cannabis-infused wine, and so on.
Squeezing one more question. Any cannabis statistics? I mean, it's early days. StatsCan is still, finding out its methodology here. Nova Scotia shows up as the biggest per capita consumer. Are Albertans partial to cannabis? Is there anything you can tell us about the province and its people's attitude?
Yeah. From the research that we've seen, Albertans tend to skew a little bit higher than the national average in terms of cannabis use.
You have a young population there.
And BC as well, as you might imagine. Yeah. Yes, the population's young, and certain demographics, certainly current users, black market users, young males are amongst the heaviest users in Alberta with our oil industry, and that is a demographic that does very well here. But not too much different than the national one, Andrew.
No.
I mean, it's pretty close.
No,
just a little bit more. Yeah.
I hadn't seen a lot of difference. Great stuff, James. I hope you come back. We're really looking forward to seeing what these stores look like when they open. It's exciting times. Thanks a million.
Yeah, so are we. October 17th. We can't wait. Thank you, Andrew.
James Burns, the CEO of Alcanna.